Hello and welcome to a bonus episode of They've Been Doing It All Day, Sir. I'm Ben.
And I'm Chris.
Preview, Origin. Let's get stuck in.
Origin 2 is upon us tomorrow. How you feeling about it?
I feel confident, but I feel that's what Queenslanders want us to feel confident. I feel they've got a bit of a point to prove.
Yep.
And I'm really intrigued to see the physicality of this Queensland team coming out, because there's been a lot going on in the, well, not a lot going on in the media. It feels like the media have tried to hype it up more, but you know that Billy Slater behind the snes is going to be revving the boys up. But what are your thoughts about how it's going to pan out?
New South Wales have got a good record in Perth, which again feeds to them. It is that we're the underdogs mentality of Queensland that they absolutely love, and they do feed off that. But I've been seeing as well, like, if Billy Slater loses this series, I think he could be gone as the coach as well.
Yeah.
Especially with how he handled DCE, with going, it's not a personnel issue, and then dropping him straight away. So it's going to be interesting how things come there. A couple of changes. I
personally don't think the teams are going to be fully confirmed. I think, they've named it 1 to 17 that they've come up. I reckon there's going to be some late mail, and we won't know until an hour before. So I'm going to take the teams with a pinch of salt.
Okay.
But interesting. What are your thoughts on the changes from Queensland?
I've mentioned in the actual episode that we run, which you can watch hopefully on Thursday when it's released, that there's some pressure around Dearden.
Yeah.
I think with the confidence that Slater has put in him to bring him in straight into 7, I think there's a lot of pressure on him to perform. And one of the big things about Origin is the kicking game. There's been mention about him not having the strongest. I think he needs to perform there, as well as back it up with what he can do in the run game as well.
Yeah, for me, there's some weird choices. Like Trent Liero's come on and he's starting over Paddy Carrigan, but what they've said, or what I've heard, is that Billy Slater wasn't happy with their physicality when they came off the bench. They felt that they were all right for the first 20 minutes, but when interchange bench came on, they kind of started losing it then. So I think he's starting with his, and I don't want to call them weaker because I don't want to discredit them, but the players that he feels will be good to start the game and keep that intensity up, but then bring the reinforcements of Paddy Carrigan off the bench to and Lindsay Collins off the bench to really solidify that physicality and not get run over in the middle, because that's what fundamentally happened. They were losing the ruck. They weren't getting the New South Wales forwards on their back, and they were losing it in the middle really. But one thing I don't get, and this is why I mentioned about whether those changes are actually going to happen an hour before kickoff, picked Corey Horsburgh, who is an absolute dog.
Very good season. Yeah,
gets involved, gets amongst it, aggro. Why pick him if you're going to stick him at number 20 as a reserve? It's decisions like that I'm not.
And the thing with Ezra Mam being there as well is it going to be actually cloak and dagger, and it's actually going to be Mam starting?
Can you imagine?
That would be mental. But with that, I think if Billy Slater does go with that sort of, as you said, weakened. It is hard to say weakened, but the starters that you wouldn't expect to be starting.
Yeah.
And the New South Wales first 20 minutes just run through them. He's going to be sat there with massive egg on his face,
taking some big gambles. His reputation on the line.
I think it is.
So he's made some big calls, like you said. Dropping DCE is huge. That will be a defining moment in his legacy. I think if this all goes Pete Tong, then that could be a moment they call out, because DCE didn't really do much wrong in the first game. Like, everyone was terrible.
Everyone was poor. Yeah.
So to single him out and drop him, be interesting to see how Cam Munster goes at captain. Feels like he's built for that role. Like, the moustache just kind of leans itself to just being a bit of a mongrel and barking orders and getting things done. But I do like the New South Wales lineup.
Yeah, even with the addition of Jerome Luai in there as well. Like, as much as I'm very happy with Mitch Moses as being in there, and I think he does start just above Luai, but talking about the dog mentality within this squad, he comes in and just brings it to another level.
Him, Crichton, Toto, Edwards, Yo, Cleary, all back together. Like, that's, something to be reckoned with. Like they don't just win, 4 back-to-back together for no reason. So I think, like you said, others are going to buy into that dog mentality as well. I think you're going to get the best from Latrell Mitchell over in Perth.
Yeah.
Stephen Crichton, like I said, is going to be back to his absolute animal. And the impact it's going to have, I reckon even Payne Haas is just going to...
Spencer Leniu as well. He's
they're not going to avoid kicking off to him. They
have to kick off to him when he's on. Like,
do you know the best thing I like, though? Atoya Kamano has come out and said, I hope they kick to me as well. Yeah. Like, you've got 2 animals just waiting to get the ball off the back fence. Interestingly, I've stuck a little 10 sheet on Jerome Luai being man of the match.
Okay.
So
bit of a point to prove, I can see that happening.
$17.
Ooh,
so
okay.
If we get that one, chicken wings on me.
Lovely. How good.
But looking at the odds for it, like they've shortened. So Queensland were at $3 something yesterday. They've shortened to $2.77, and New South Wales are $1.45. I think that's quite reflective. It's interesting to see Queensland such a difference, but they love the underdog. The underdog
they do love that mentality.
Yeah, and it's setting up. It could go one of 2 ways. New South Wales absolutely blow them away, or Queensland come out of a point to prove and win a dogged one. Yeah. What do you reckon if you had to put your money on a scoreline, points difference? What do you reckon it'd be?
I think back to where was it Adelaide last year's game 2?
Or was it Melbourne?
Let's have a quick look at that actually, because they blew them away. I'm pretty sure it was Adelaide last year game 2. Oh no, it was MCG.
Yeah.
That cricket ground mentality, the cathedral of the Optus Stadium, they just turned it on so good, so well. As we've said, I think the last 10 out of the last 11 tries Queensland have scored have been when the New South Wales have been down to 12 men. If New South Wales can avoid a yellow, I think it could be an absolute drumming.
I'd have to agree with you on that one. I mean, we look back to game 2 last year, like you said, 38-18 at the MCG. I reckon we could be seeing similar sort of score lines. New South Wales are going to want to put this series to bed quite early. I mean, look, we're recording this now, and we could have
massive egg on our face.
But I think it would be a big upset if Queensland do come out victorious in this.
Yeah.
But for me, New South Wales get this done 13 plus. I think it's going to be quite comfortable. I think it'll be tight, cagey for the first couple of minutes. I'm hoping. We mentioned this last time that game 1 didn't live up to game 3 of last year. There wasn't really the pace, physicality, intensity. I'm hoping through the little bit of media circus and storm that Aaron Woods has caused.
Sharon Woods, everyone's been calling him.
Might fire them up a bit. And the Spencer Leniu saga, him giving it, you think that they want to set a physical tone. And you're hoping everyone's going to come out all guns blazing this one. Like I said, I put Jerome Luai on to be man of the match, point to prove. Would you have it if you had to lump a bet on? Another great one that I saw, but it wasn't paying too much, was Zach Lomax to score any time. I think that's a given.
He loves scoring, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Probably a Toto and Lomax double.
Yeah.
And then maybe throw in a forward in there, someone unexpected, maybe a Huddy Young.
Huddy Young try.
Huddy Young, Toto, and Lomax.
I wouldn't. Do you know what? That sounds quite an inviting one. What do you reckon about Cleary getting 10 plus points? Do you reckon his kicking game's going to be better this time?
It needs to be. It needs to be. He needs to switch that on. But it'd be. I think he might be filled with confidence having Luai back. And the fantastic thing watching that Panthers Tigers game is Luai lit him up a couple of times.
He did, and then just to be dapping each other up when they come back into camp as well.
It'd be nice to. I reckon it'd be nice for him to have him next to him this time and not be run over. So yeah, we're hoping it's going to be a comfortable win.
Yeah, comfortable New South Wales win, but we'll see how things go.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts? Any even bolder predictions or statements of anything that's going to happen?
Payne has 2+ tries.
You heard it here first. But yeah, quick little Origin preview. Hopefully get this one out before the game so everyone can either laugh at us or join us in our successes. But yeah, thank you for joining us in this bonus episode, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Hope you watch the main one as well.